Hello guys, this is Cesar Creates and welcome back to my channel. It is time for another episode of the Desert Adventure Park, and today we'll build a new habitat in this zoo. And this new habitat will be for the spotted hyenas. As you guys probably know by now, we are building right now an African village in this zoo. Last time we added the African wild dogs, and next to them we will build a new habitat for a spotted hyena. Also, in this video, I'd like to talk with you guys a bit about the upcoming DLC for the Planet Zoo and speculate a bit what it could actually be. So if you'd like to hear my thoughts, hear what I expect it will be, stay tuned because we will talk about it later in the video. I was quite excited to build this habitat because I haven't built for hyenas for so long. I even don't remember. I think I only built once for them. It was so long ago. So I was really happy to build for them, and I also think that the hyenas are very underrated Planet Zoo animal. Not many people build for them. They don't get too much love. So I really wanted to build something very nice and very beautiful for them. And let me just tell you that in the end, I love how this new habitat has turned out. This will be a shorter video, at least for my standards, because I was able to use so many elements from the African wild dog habitat that we built last time that it really made it easier for me. For example, I copied over the entire shelter. I only had to make some adjustment because it appears that hyenas need bigger entrances to be able to walk in the shelter than the African wild dog in the game. I also used the same rock wall that we created last time and also copied over the fences. I mean, those habitats are next to each other, so I thought it makes sense to use similar materials so that we have this continuation throughout our park, and it is all so much more cohesive. So if you'd like to see how I made, for example, this rock formation in the back, just hop over to the wild dog habitat. I'll put the link, of course, down in the description and on the screen so you guys can go and check it out. I was actually super surprised about how much space that the hyena needs in this game. I mean, it needs something around 1100 square meters per one hyena, and for example, in comparison, the lion needs only 700 square meters, so it's more than a lion. It's also more than, for example, a hippo or an Indian rhinoceros or any bear, so this is quite weird to me. I mean, yeah, maybe they're territorial and that's why they need so much space, but the zoos, I mean, the habitats of the hyenas around the world in the zoos are not so large for sure. This habitat that I've built for them, I thought that it is a perfect size for 3 hyenas, but actually it's a bit too small. I won't bother about this too much because, you know, I have welfare turned off in this zoo, so yeah, I'm building it more for the looks, but this habitat is a bit too small for them. It doesn't look this way. I mean, when you see the hyenas in the end in the cinematic shots, it looks like totally fine for them. It isn't like tiny. They have still plenty of space to run around this, but yeah, it actually needs a lot of space. Another thing that really surprised me about them in this game was also that we can only have 4 in one habitat. I think that in the wild they live in bigger groups. I also read about the clans that can have up to 130 individuals, so it's a bit more than 4, don't you think? But yeah, we have 3 in this habitat. We have 1 female and 2 males. The female is the largest one, and of course you'll be able to see them all in the cinematics by the end of this video. So, as you guys can see, I am right now working on this very cool viewing gallery for the guests to see the hyenas. It is all made out of those wooden beams from the Africa pack. I really like the look of it. It will be like roof. There will be a shade in there for the guests to hide from the scorching sun of this desert. It is again really inspired by my visit to the Dubai Safari Park, as the whole zoo is. I especially made a lot of pictures of this viewing gallery because I really loved it. So yeah, I wanted to recreate that, and I went for something like this, and I really like it. Those small windows, I think it looks really unique and fun. And also when it will be finished, I will also add some custom lights to it, like lamps, and with those lamps I think it just looks so beautiful. And I am so glad that the guests can see our hyenas up close because of those glass panels in there. So I really went in this recreation this time, and I saw that you know, those wooden beams in the real life building have those, you know, bolts like screws and so on. So I knew that I am able to recreate that with the hinges from the Euro pack, and I actually wish I didn't come up with this idea because this was so much work. I will only show you guys a bit of it, but I had to adjust every of those screws because of course the beams are not even, they are a bit wonky, so you know, sometimes the screw was only poking up a bit or it wasn't visible at all, so I had to adjust them all. It took me so much time, but in the end I think the final product was worth it because this viewing gallery looks so nice, so realistic, and also I think it really fits to this zoo, to this desert vibe. So yeah, I am really happy that I've built it. I am really happy that I am back in the zoo. I love building in it. It is so much easier for me to build it here actually than the Elm Hill City Zoo, because in the Elm Hill City Zoo I always need to come up with some crazy inspiration for those really beautiful city zoo habitats, and then here I am just building very cohesive habitats in one theme, using the similar materials, using similar plants, so it's always just simply easier to do it, but because of it you get this really like cohesive view inside all of those habitats, and this is what I actually love about this zoo. Those are totally different, those projects are totally different, and I'm just still so glad that so many people enjoyed this project as well. And if you actually do, if you enjoy this project and if you enjoy today's video, if you like the hyenas in the game, please drop me a like down below, drop me a comment. I am not too cohesive, maybe I'm cohesive with the zoo, but I am not cohesive with my uploads recently. They've been all over the place, and YouTube doesn't really like that. I mean, when you stop, you know, when you do those breaks, when you stop uploading like on schedule, the videos don't do very well, the YouTube isn't pushing it so much. But if you guys give me a like, give me a comment, YouTube sees that you like the video and it is pushing it out. So if you would like to help me out with the views, help me out with the channel, please hit that like button down below, and if you will do it, you will be just the best. So yeah, thank you guys, thank you for all the support, you really are the best. As you can see right now, I am working on something very weird. This looks weird, I know, but I was going for something and I didn't want to let it go because I had very hard time, you know, just finding out how I want to do it, what works well. I wanted to do something that I saw on some other creators, like photos and his blueprint. I am talking about Haribo and his Lost Gardens that you can download from the workshop. I was really inspired by one thing. You can see this riverbank on the pictures of this blueprint, and it looks like a landslide or something, like the land just came down and it revealed the roots of the plants and stuff like that, and it looks so beautiful. So I wanted to recreate something like this in here to make this, you know, this like focal point of this habitat like that. So big shout out to Haribo for giving me this inspiration. He's amazing. I love all of his creations, always so realistic. So yeah, I hope you guys will like this little detail of this habitat. Of course, we'll have a big tree up there, so the roots will come down, this like landslide, or I don't really know how to call it, but I hope you guys will like this little detail in here. And after I will be finished with that, I will of course add some more details to this habitat. I will add enrichment items, then I will add those like small, I don't know, cliffs, I don't really know how to call it, that we created for the wild dog. You guys will see that. And also I will add a lot of trees to this habitat, and then I will focus on the foliage. I am right now really into combining the trees together. I mean, when you will like put two trees inside of them, rotate them a bit and so on, you will get totally different tree. I don't know if you guys follow what I am saying, but I am right now trying to make the trees more like interesting, more like different from each other by, you know, creating them a bit my own by myself, so they are a bit more like dense with a lot of branches and so on. So I am doing it quite a lot here in this habitat as well. And then I will add all the small rocks and a lot of small like greenery, like foliage, grasses and so on. I will actually show you how I do it, because I had so many questions last time in the wild dog habitat. You guys love the foliage in that habitat, so I will show you. I just do like my own palette of the plants. I already know what plants look good together, so you can sort of, you know, make a screenshot of that when it will be on the screen, and you will see what plants I use, and they always, I promise you, they always look good when you combine them together, and then you can see how I do it. I of course will skip some you know, planting, some adding plants, not to make this video too long, but you will be able to see how I do it at the beginning, and then it will be just the same thing but in different parts of the habitat. And right now let's finally talk about the upcoming DLC for Planet Zoo. At this time, we are probably all expecting some DLC news dropping anytime soon. I was actually a bit surprised that we didn't get any information, any like teaser for the new DLC last week, because many people like suspected it will be out on the 4th of October, which is the National Animal Day, but apparently it won't be out on this week. I am suspecting that maybe next week after that, but who knows right now. We are pretty sure that this next DLC will be an animal pack, because last time we had a pack with the construction pieces and 5 new animals, and they seem to be following that pattern of the construction and then animal pack. So we will probably get 8 new animals, and judging by the latest release when it comes to animal packs, which was the wetlands pack, we will probably get something that will be focusing on a certain biome more than a region of the world or a continent. Or maybe something totally different, because last time we got a conservation pack, which was not a biome pack, but by no means. So people have some ideas, have some really cool ideas about the new DLC, and I sort of, you know, went through them and wanted to talk with you guys about them, because we are sort of able to speculate based on the meta wish list of the animals on the forums. The Planet Zoo devs, I think that they are looking into this wish list, judging by the animals that we got in the game that were very high on this list. So because of that, we are sort of able to expect what we'll get in the game. So I think that the ideas that are coming up the most often are, for example, the Nocturnal pack, or a Desert pack, or a grassland pack, or a highlands, and also a rainforest pack. So there are a lot of different ideas. The Nocturnal pack seems to be like a very trending right now. A lot of people think that we'll get it. This is based by the fact that, for example, a Tasmanian Devil is right now on the top of the meta wish list, and this is a nocturnal animal. We have also an African crested porcupine really high on there, another nocturnal animal. So yeah, this feels like a bit likely that it will happen. I think that they will have to like introduce some nocturnal behaviors to the animals, and we will see a lot of nocturnal houses from right now on when the animals will be added. Don't get me wrong, I would love to have it. I would love to have the African crested porcupine. I am in love with those guys, so having it in the game would be so amazing. So I am not mad at this idea. I think that, you know, a lot of those animals actually live in those nocturnal houses, and it sometimes somehow can limit, I mean, the ideas for the habitats for the animals, but it's still good. I mean, I'm not opposed to building a nocturnal house in the Elm Hill Zoo for example. It could be nice. Then we have, for example, a rainforest pack, and there are a lot of animals that people like to see in this pack. For example, the red river hawk, the lark gibbon, things like smaller monkeys, things like, for example, a sloth, which was always very high on the meta wish list, and many people would love to see the sloth in the game, including me. So that's another idea that I really love, especially when it comes to the smaller monkeys, because I think that Planet Zoo lacks them. Like in every zoo that I go to, there's a lot of small monkeys, and we only have like several, so it would be so cool to get more. Another idea is, for example, a grassland pack, because the maned wolf is so high on the meta wish list. Also the emu, for example, that would fit into this pack. There's also, for example, a secretary bird, there's a wombat, there's an armadillo. All of those animals are so cool, and I would love to see them. There's a desert pack, of course, with the baboon, with the dromedary camel, with the addax antelope, and so many other animals that the community would like to see. And there's finally a highlands park with, for example, takin, markhor, or wolverine. All the animals I would love to see. So yeah, there are so many ideas, and we sort of don't know what to expect, and this is very exciting to me, because I am a person that likes to be surprised. I don't know that many people don't, but I am the person that likes surprises, so I cannot wait to see what they are preparing for us. I wonder why it takes so long. Maybe there were some bugs that they had to fix, maybe some other issues, maybe they just wanted a bigger like space in between the DLCs. We must see, but all of those ideas I especially like. I think the rainforest pack, I don't know, I am in the mood for something tropical, and also a desert, because it will fit so much into this particular park. Those are my top choices from those speculations. But also I would love to see the African crested porcupine. It will be so good. I already know that. Like looking at the recent models of the animals that Frontier does, every of those new animals, I am sure that will look just amazing. So yeah, I really cannot wait to see it. And what you guys think the next DLC will be? Tell me down in the comments. I would love to hear your ideas. Maybe you have some insights, I don't know, knowledge, some I don't know, leaks or something. I know that the porcupine was in the files of the game. Maybe it was something that they ditched. Maybe there is something that, you know, they want to do in the future. I don't know, but what are your thoughts about it? Of course, I know that everyone would like to see birds in the game. Everyone would like to see I don't know, dolphins. Maybe not everyone, but there are a lot of people that would love to see more marine life. But yeah, the birds are definitely very high on the list of everyone probably, and I don't know actually if they'll do it. Maybe they will, maybe they don't. I don't want to like make too like high expectations, like to, you know, say that we need to get birds, oh my god, we need to have them, because maybe there is something that limits them from, you know, giving us birds, and this is totally fine. I am like so in love with this game even without the birds, that, you know, if we'll get them, they'll be amazing. I would love it. But if we'll not do, I am so hoping for the Planet Zoo 2 in the future, that they will eventually give us the birds. Oh my god, I didn't plan to talk so long about the DLCs, and now I only have 1 minute to talk about the habitat and what we did here. So as you guys can see, I finished like a nature portion of this video. I added a lot of dead trees, I added tons of foliage to this habitat to make it look like a savanna-ish something, and also I added a lot of small rocks to make it a bit more detailed, and a lot of those decals on the floor. Like, I love to do it because it adds a lot of, you know, dimension and different colors to the ground of the habitat. Then I did the holding pen for the animals, and I added those bamboo stakes that we used in some other places in our park to, you know, give those animals a bit more privacy, because the holding pen is really close to the path. And this is basically it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up down below, ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, and of course subscribe to my channel if you are enjoying my Planet Zoo videos and would like to see more of them in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!